Which version of QuickBooks is supported?
Lorraine, can you answer that one?
Yeah, so we have support for QuickBooks 2007, 2008, 2010, 2011. I haven't tested it on 2012 yet, but I don't think there's any major change. We've tested it with Canada, US, and Australia. We still have to test it with UK, but as far as I know, it's very close to Australia, so it should not be very complicated.
Okay.
So yeah, we do have some serious integration there.
Good. Thank you.
And so this is the inventory.
Just a quick question, Max. So how is QuickBooks in UK? I heard it's quite popular. Is that true in our industry? Or?
Yeah, it is quite popular. It's especially in this industry. It is used quite widely, and obviously some of the other CMS or OMS providers are using QuickBooks Blueprint as an example. Are using it, and I think Cycle use it as well. So there will be a lot of hearing aid dispensers using it.
Yes, yeah, that's great.
So products and supplies in stock. So it tracks different things, demos. If you have demo products, if you have loader products, if you have consumables, everything. So it just lists in here. Products with serial numbers, both products, and supplies in stock. And as your stock gets low, for example, your battery supply gets low, it'll warn you that you can set it to warn you that you need to reorder some batteries.
Okay.
Is there anything else here, supplies, consumption, and so forth? Do you want to elaborate on the inventory there?
Yeah, please, if you could. Will it handle any inventory, or is it only sort of high value stuff with serial numbers, or will it do, for example, will it do batteries or not?
Yes, it does battery. So there are two types of inventory we've identified in a clinic, in a hearing clinic. It's something that we call it itemized. So it's item by item. It's based on serial numbers, and it's and there's bulk products like batteries.
Okay.
So for bulk products, the calculation is very, very basic. It's very simple because it's you just get them in and you get them out. So your inventory will be basically the difference between what you purchase and what you sell, and of course it needs to be corrected from time to time, just like any inventory.
Yeah.
Because what's in the system is not always accurate. Doesn't mean that it's also in your cupboard. So there's what we call an inventory count. At the bottom there on that window, you can see the inventory counts that adjusts pretty much the inventory from time to time.
You have another, if you'd like to show it.
Oh, I do have it? Okay, good. Yeah. So here basically you would go through and you say, I'm gonna create another inventory count, and I'm gonna say, okay, what am I counting right now? So we're gonna go one by one. In this case, I just have other products by default here selected. I'm gonna say, I'm going through my list, and that's battery 312. Double clicking it, and it's okay. How many do you have? 55. You don't need to.
Yeah.
And you click OK. And of course, you go next. What's their Dread kits? How many do we have? 16. Right. Next.
Sure.
And so on. Right. So you basically count them. After this is done, basically the bulk inventory will be reset to the physical stock, and the rest will remain calculated. See right here we have the 312. It's at 55 right now.
Yeah.
Although before it was with minus something. So basically, you can create a first count right when you start using the system or the inventory part. And then from there, it's going to calculate again bills versus invoices of what you purchase versus what you sell.
Okay.
So the bulk product, that's and then you can associate a value with that because the value that you're selling with is not necessarily the accounting value, which means basically that when the accountant will ask you what the value of your inventory is actually. If you have dry kits, but they're 3 years old, and probably nobody is going to buy them because it's just a very slow, slow product,
Yeah.
then the value will probably be 0 from the accounting point of view. Because
Sure.
if you put it high, then you're gonna be, you will basically be cheating because it's not an asset you will be able to sell.
Yeah.
So it depends on the accounting procedures. Your accountant will be able to advise you about that. But it's very, very flexible. You can decide at the time of reporting what the value of that stock is, and it's going to remember it, right, for the next count, and then you'll be able to change it anytime. So that's what the bulk products, the products with serial numbers, that's hearing aids, accessories, and all that stuff. And these, you have to enter them one by one, because of course you have to specify the serial numbers for each of them. But you can also sell them one by one. So, for example, in this file, you can simply go here and say, I want to I'm going to create a new order, but it's actually just a sell from stock.
Sure.
I'm going to go here, sell a stock product location, and then I'm going to be prompted, okay, what kind of product do you want to sell? Well, I want hearing aids. But in this case, the inventory is empty, so it's not going to show anything. But you basically select the hearing aid from here, the type of hearing aids, and then you select the hearing aid that you want to sell. And you can specify to which ear and what is the insurance company that covers it.
Sure.
And you can also specify under status if it's already fit or if it's awaiting fitting, right? Because this is important. Because if it's not given yet, then you basically didn't create that sale yet. So you don't have the sale yet. You're still waiting for the sale to happen. You mark it in the system as that hearing aid allocated to the patient file, but the service is still in process, so you cannot count it as accounts receivable yet. And then from there the flow continues. You just hit save and close, and you go ahead with all the other things.
Okay.
So this is briefly what the inventory does, but of course you can also go in more detail here, and you can go to inventory and create stock orders. So, for example, you create orders not for a client, but for your stock.
Sure.
And there's another aspect of the stock, which is supplies. Supplies is things that you will use internally, but you don't sell.
Okay.
The value automatically is 0 for this.
Okay.
But you can still track them in case, for example, you want to see a critical stock for certain let's say impression materials.
Yeah.
You want to see when the impression material in the stock goes low. You want to see it in the system. This is especially useful when you have a distributed operation with multiple offices, and you want to have a centralized overview of where things are at in the clinic.
Yeah.
This way, you can just see the red flags when they happen, even though you don't go and cover.
Okay.
So it's useful for a paper-free distributed operation. Probably in a small clinic, it's going to be much easier to just open the cover.
Okay, that's great.
To check if the stock is low. So yeah, these are the sites I was mentioning with the stock orders, so you can order and track orders for the stock, and you can also track consumption of supplies if you want to be very to have control over when the supplies are being consumed and what's happening there in which situations. That's pretty much it. The products requiring deactivation is a very special feature for hearing aids, because when somebody returns hearing aids to stock, they need to be deactivated, so you have to call the manufacturer. I'm not sure if that's happening in the UK as well, but this is what's happening in Canada and US. You call the manufacturer and tell them, you know what, this patient returned this hearing aid, so please deactivate the warranty on it and mark it as not fit the system.
Okay. Yeah.
So you don't need to the clinician doesn't need to do that right away. They can also say, you know what, I'm going to do that later. And in that situation, the product will appear in this list as a product requiring deactivation. So somebody needs to call the manufacturer. It will also appear in the list of alerts under the alerts I have marked.
Okay. Got you.
Yeah. Any questions? Was I too fast?
No, that's fine. That's perfect. Great.
Is there anything in inventory that you would like to see that we didn't cover?
No, I think that's good. Actually, just while we're at it, we might as well. Can you just show me what the hearing aid inventory looks like? Just so what sort of fields are used?
For sure. So I'm going to show you here products with serial numbers, and we can simply go here. We have designation, for example, this is a demo, loaner, or a stock product.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's another aspect that we didn't touch on. You can track also loaners and demo products.
Great.
Not only the products that you have. So in this case, for example, if it's a stock product, in other words, I want to sell it, and it's actually engaged, it's going to ask me what kind of device is that. So now I have a drop down here.
Okay.
Let's say it's a Auticon, whatever you have in the system. Right?
Sure.
It's adapted to your dictionary there. The full description you can also specify here. If there's something else, like for example, it has a volume control.
Okay.
Specify the device, you can put it in there. Order date, that's the date it was ordered. Now, this is usually filled automatically from the system. If you start an order through the system and you say this is a stock order, then automatically the order date will be filled in.
Okay.
And the prices will be filled in, and the type of hearing aid will be filled in from the order itself, right?
Got it.
So you go here and you say, I want to create a stock order for hearing aids. So for example, I'm going here and I go to Auticon, and what kind of product do I want to order? I want to order hearing aids. What kind of hearing aids? I'm going again to that question, and I want to order 10 of them, right?
Yeah.
Stock designation, they also go to stock, they're not demos, they're not anything. I'm just going to mark here, it's ready to send out, but I can also mark it as directly sent to the manufacturer, and I keep saving.
Okay.
Let's say I just sent it. Now, when it comes back, if I go here under orders and services, receive orders, and I see the order that needs to be, it's a list of the orders that need to be received. Now, this one is a stock order, the one that I just created.
Yeah.
The other ones are red because they're all the way in the past. Right? So they're way overdue, so that's going to try to flag me to get my attention. Now, if I'm trying to receive these, I'm just going to click receive order, and it's going to prompt me just to specify the bill number and to specify the items one by one with serial number. So this is my account with the manufacturer. I'm going to say it's a private pay, and the bill number is, see the yellow fields?
Yeah.
These are highlighted fields. It shows me exactly what's important, because
Okay.
without those fields, I cannot save the bill.
Sure.
So the number and the total are fundamental. So let's say this is the bill number. It was issued yesterday, January 30th, and the bill total was, and I'm going to double click it from the list. I'm going to say, on this invoice, I've received this order, right?
Okay.
This is the order I'm receiving. And I was going to, okay, what is this? I think there's something that is not updated here on this machine, but I'll take a look. So now it's prompting me, okay, you just ordered 10 hearing aids on this order, right?
Mm-hmm.
And each of these hearing aids costed how much? And now I can change it 1,000 for all of them. Right?
Sure.
I don't want to repeat myself. I'm just going to put it in one place everywhere, and it's going to set it everywhere. Right? Now the serial numbers, I'm just going to take them one by one, because this is the only thing that I need to fill in this case. I just put in the serial number of the first one, and then the second one,
Yeah.
the third one, and so on. Right? So this is usually how you would do it with stock